Hello everyone, this is Aziza Jalaluddin, co-founder of Shine ADA, knowledge partner ABCi Asia Business Central. And today we have the amazing Hitesh Ramchandani as well as Vicky. Both of them are the Empowering It team. They are from Singapore. We're going to be having an awesome time. This is not just an interview, but it's really a discussion on the better than normal movement with our amazing icon, Hitesh. And it's going to be fun because this time we're going to put together, we have, what do we have? We have the Google Hangout going on live.
Facebook Live.
Yes, the Facebook Live with Hitesh Ramchandani's page. Is it stage?
Yes,
yeah. And then we have one more page that's going live is Jasmine Chan's page. So if you are watching any of these, you can watch us live on the Facebook page. And I love technology.
Yeah.
It's reaching out to so many people, and we are going live on Google Hangout, which means it's going to be saved in YouTube for more people to watch.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, hello, everybody. So we are very grateful that you are coming on the call, listening into it from wherever you are in the world. And we want to touch on the space of better than normal, right? Before we go into our movement and everything else, what's the foundation to this topic called better than normal? We want to understand that, right? And I know it's all inspired by the book that you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is how better than normal started.
Fantastic. Just share with us. And can I give an introduction of you?
Sure.
It will be a blessing. So we met, when did we meet? Thanks to William Hope. He introduced us. Yeah. So we met a few months back.
About 2 months.
2 months back, we met at the ABCi Open Network, where you came to speak.
Yeah.
And that's right. So it was in this ABCi office, and we are having one more tonight.
Correct.
Yes, and people can join us. But very importantly, when you met us, you came with the book, and you spoke about your journey, and we're going to share a little bit about that in a while.
Yeah.
And what really touched me was when you spoke about that sentence, and I know everybody, I was at the back of the room, and I was literally bursting out in tears. I know my friends will say, you cry for everything, right? But the truth is, it's so touched and moving that I found, even before you talk about it, is as a human being, everybody is striving to be normal. Am I right?
Yep.
Everybody is saying, this is not normal for me. I'm not living a normal life. I'm not having normal income. I'm not having normal health. And then we talk about, everybody wants to be perfect. And then the strive for excellence is there. People are stepping up their game, especially in Asia. And then here you come with a book called Better Than Normal, and the story behind it. Oh my God! If it's not reaching the world, it's time we make it and rock the world with it, right?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
So tell me now.
That's why we met you.
That's why God connected us, right? Yeah, divine forces in charge. Yeah. So tell us, Hitesh. Oh, so let's do the introduction. So what I saw about what I know Hitesh for, other than all other conditions put one side, I see him as an amazing author, a wonderful stage presence he has, and the heart he has to move the world with his book, his transformation coaching activities, and together with it, he has put together this amazing team and structure. And I have to say that this whole thing is put together with the support of our dearest Vicky. And he is in the space with so much of conviction for this work, and they are such an inspiring team.
Yeah, so he's my cousin brother.
Yeah, that's right. So, Vicky, you want to say something before Hitesh speaks?
I think I just want to let Hitesh tell about the better than normal before I add on a few words.
Okay, fantastic. I think everybody's waiting for that too. Okay, Hitesh.
Alright, so let me start. I'm actually born with this condition called cerebral palsy since birth due to a medical negligence. So the doctor told me I would not live for 24 hours. He told my parents I'll pass on the day I was born. 24 years have gone past. I'm still alive. So I hope my doctor is watching this. That will be quite funny. And yeah, since young, the doctors claimed that I would never be able to walk or talk. So initially my condition was very bad. I could barely walk and I used to stumble my words and stutter. My whole situation was 10 times worse. I always got picked on, bullied, stereotyped by society, but I I couldn't live a normal life. So one day I was crying to my dad. I said, Dad, how come I'm not normal? What went wrong? And how can I become normal? He did not know what to tell me, so he looked at me and said, Son, there's no cure for cerebral palsy. I don't know if you'll ever be normal, but if you work hard, I promise you one day you'll be better than normal. And that inspired me to write this book, Better Than Normal.
Very nice, very nice. And I just want to bring up this topic on, okay, bring up this part where we talk about living normal. What is living normal? I'm so emotional. Oh my God. Am I going to get into this every time? Yes. Because we talk about living a normal life. What is normal life?
I think if I could just say something about growing up with Hitesh, because I'm Hitesh's elder brother. So growing up with him, it was something different, something that even myself being normal, it was something that I never experienced before. So when Hitesh came into the family, because he's a direct cousin, so we all were told that he's special, you have to treat him more carefully because he's more fragile. And so, but then we growing up as a family, we never really treated him any differently. And I think that is why, because we never treated him any differently. We did not treat him like he was special in that sense, in my personal opinion. I don't treat him like he is special. That's why whenever sometimes now when people meet Hitesh for the first time and they see how hard I am on him or how rude I am to him in that sense, they always tell me to be a bit more light on him. And also growing up, Hitesh used to say this thing that how he actually got into public speaking, how he got into becoming a motivational speaker was I wanted to learn public speaking for myself. So then Hitesh's father, who was actually, like Hitesh told you, the architect behind Better Than Normal, he said, why don't you bring Hitesh along as well for public speaking, because he's got this fear of public speaking. I said there's no such thing as fear of public speaking. You just got to learn. It's just something which you learn. It's just a skill. Like riding a bicycle, you have to learn it. He said, no, Hitesh has got this fear of public speaking. So can you help him? And I said, okay, sure. So I brought Hitesh to Toastmasters. He didn't want to go. He was very, very reluctant. He said, no, bro, you don't understand this cerebral palsy. I cannot do public speaking even when in school. When I do for my diploma, I do my presentations. I actually don't do it in front of the whole class. I actually do it one-on-one with the teacher. And I said, no, that's a coward's attitude. You cannot do it like that. You cannot run behind and then do it. You can't take the easy way out in that sense. So why don't you come with me? So reluctantly he came. There was a small crowd get a Toastmaster. So everybody, basically, when you go for Toastmasters, you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is this. Just 2 sentences. Please, my name is this. I came for this reason. So I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Vicky Baswani. I'm 20. I think that point of time I was 24 years old. So I said I'm coming here to learn about public speaking because for whatever reason. Then Hitesh was like just exactly like this. He was sitting beside me and everybody was also everybody's eyes. So Hitesh did this. He said he got up and then he started choking.
Oh my God!
Couldn't even start with a high. Ran out of the room. Went to the toilet at the back and then started choking, started vomiting. Then he had a bit of tears in his eyes, and after that he started scolding me in all the different languages that he knew.
Okay. Wow, he knows a lot of languages later.
But he only knows all the bad
I
words.
still scold you for that day.
In all the different languages, he started scolding me all the different vulgarities. And then he said this thing which I'm glad that he said that, because he said, bro, you don't understand. Then what I replied to him at the time was, yeah, I don't understand and I don't want to understand, because I think sometimes when people make excuses or when people make find out if they try to justify their actions, and then they say, no, it's my situation is special, my circumstance is unique. You don't understand because, yeah. So sometimes I think it's okay to say, okay, I don't understand, so what? So let's move on. Let's move on with it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm glad I said that at that point of time. And even now, sometimes when he has his off days, like everybody has, so I always remind him that at that point of time, you were able to not even say hi. Now you have become an international inspirational speaker.
Yes.
So whatever you are saying now, anything that you tell yourself, your story at the end of the day becomes your reality. And then, so I would say, coming back to the question of what is actually a normal life, it is a lot of people tell themselves all the different types of stories, which at the end of the day become their reality. So if you tell yourself a normal story, your reality will be normal.
Yeah.
So why not now? Because with this better than normal movement, we want everybody to put in their head a better than normal story, so that you can have a better than normal lifestyle.
Absolutely. Actually, when we have the Accelerated Business School, the Money in You program that Hitesh will be joining us in August, and there we cover what we call living a mediocre life, and being, living above that, and that is all about mastering our life. And when we talk about that, one step to mastery is surrounding ourselves with people who ask more of us than we do. And that's the demonstration we're seeing here. And for all those who have been in the, in the space, will understand that the power of coming together and the importance of surrounding ourselves, who say that, actually you can do more and you can be more. And are you allowing that to happen? I think this movement is very much around that. Hitesh, if I were to ask you, what did you see normal as on your side? I mean, if we say, okay, you said you wanted to be normal. So what was normal in your eyes?
Okay, what was normal is I just wanted to be like Vicky or
so what was Vicky doing, for example?
Or any of my other friends. All I wanted to do was speak normally, walk normally, have a normal life.
Okay,
like,
like
how they go to NS, they go to army. I didn't go to army. And they used to have a good social life. I was always outcasted. So I didn't want people to view me differently. I didn't want to be looked down there.
Sure. It affects. So that question will open up a lot of doors to people's mind, because we're talking about normal for someone. It's so subjective, isn't it? So
actually, one example of which I always tell people is that you see the shirts which we wear a shirt. So for a normal person in the quote unquote, it takes you 1 to 2 seconds to button up your shirt. But just to do that, it takes slightly longer. And in fact, even that's why everybody thinks that Hitesh unbuttons his top. Because he wants to look sexy. Actually, because by the time he buttons the thing, it already will take 1 minute. So he becomes smart enough. He goes to the gym, builds up his chest muscle, makes it look like it's sexy, so that it doesn't have. So that if people are, why you don't button, I look better like that.
But you do, huh?
But you see, if you like that, you
were not supposed to.
No, but I know I'm not supposed to. But you look at it. You look at that perfect example of everybody buttons up their shirt because you don't even think about it.
So that's normal. This is better than normal.
That's so cool.
But I mean that's just a day-to-day example of something small which people take for granted.
And then how you work on that thing that you think is not normal and make it
better than normal.
Oh, fantastic. Oh my God, that's such a powerful space to operate from. And I want to tell, when we, so it was that you felt was normal. So what better than normal stuff are you doing right now? Let's hear that one.
So one thing I always wanted to be part of the football team. Would you want to share with her how did I join the Paralympics team? I used to come on Sunday, you told me don't come.
So this recent Asian Paralympic Games that just finished in Singapore, Hitesh was part of the football team. So how, similar to how I shared on how he became a speaker, I will share this story on how he actually became a Paralympic athlete. Because there was this game at one of the junior colleges at Meridian JC in Singapore. So it was a night game. We played about 7 p.m., 9 p.m. And everybody, all our friends came to play. And then, so Hitesh, it's a 90 minutes game, but Hitesh only got to play, I think, the last 6 or 7 minutes. And then he played very well in that game. One of the reasons why we, or I myself, don't, in that sense, allow him to play, because I'm afraid that he'll get injured.
Yeah.
Because the guys, although we are amateurs, but understand amateurs sometimes tackle more rough than professional players.
Yes.
So because I don't want him to get injured, because it's not worth it getting your leg going for a surgery, just playing football. But then every time he would come for the games, and even though he would only play about 5 to 7 minutes, but every time he would ask, when's the next game, when's the next game, when's the next game. So at one point in time, I started feeling.
I used to play well.
He was good whenever he played. That in that 5 to 7 minutes, he gave it his all. In that 5 to 7 minutes, he gave it everything that he got, and that's why I used to call him back for the next game, because I knew at least when we were winning, you can count on Hitesh to defend for the team. But at one point in time, what happened was I started feeling bad. I said, "You're making your way all the way from your house, and then you're changing, getting ready, but you're only getting to play 5 to 7 minutes. Why don't you go and join the Singapore Cerebral Palsy team or the disability football team? Or I'm sure there's a team that is
for
the Paralympics. I believe on the Singapore Paralympics team. Singapore Paralympics team." And then he answered me. It's in the first part of the story which I shared. His favorite word is "you don't understand." So this time he asked me three more words. Got such thing. Is there such a thing that exists? And I said, at that point of time, I honestly did not know that there was a Singapore Paralympics football team. But I said, go and Google about it. I'm sure there is. Every country, it makes sense. Every country has a Paralympics football team. So I'm sure there is. If you don't Google, I mean, I haven't got a chance to Google, but Google it tonight.
Yeah.
So as soon as he went back and Googled it, over the weekend, they had the trials, and then the rest is history. So they just played at the National Stadium. They've gone for. I used to play for the under 15 football team. I used to represent Singapore at the under 15 level. And my very first tournament, I remember, was to Malaysia. Hitesh has gone to places like Korea, Euro. He's gone to so many places with this opportunity that opened up for him. And so that's how he actually got into football, into becoming a para-athlete.
Fantastic. I think that is what you call a journey, right? You want to share something about that?
So I think not for Vicky vision, I would never be here. Whatever he says become a reality.
We'll probably more later on what is going to happen in India.
I mean, other than India, because India is of course the next step.
Yes.
I would just like to share with everybody the bigger mission that we have.
Yes.
The bigger purpose that we have.
Yes.
With this Better Than Normal movement.
That's right.
Because what we actually want to do with this movement is we want to inspire 50 million people.
Yeah.
We want to inspire 50 million people. Singapore is just 5
Let's
million.
say it together one more time. We're going to inspire 50 million people.
50 million people. Singapore, much remember, we are from Singapore. Singapore is a land of 5 million people. But then we want to inspire the world, which is 10 times the population of Singapore.
Right.
50 million people, which in the bigger context, it is just 1%, 10 small percentage of the world. So 50 million people, and we want to inspire them by just 1%. Because you must understand, just by 1%, and we want to inspire 50 million people by just 1% by 2050.
So it is.
By 2050. So like I hope what Hitesh says actually is true in that sense, that whatever I say does come to.
And so it is. Amen. Whatever is it. That's too.
Whatever. But it's 50 million people by just 1%, because we just want a rolling on 1% effect, and then by 2050, that's the bigger mission.
One candle which inspired to light up 1,000 candles.
That's right.
So that's the whole 1%.
Absolutely. And
one burning candle can light up thousands candles which are not burning.
That's right. And that's what we call leverage. It's like, just one candle can just Ignite and flame up.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. And you know, this 1% thing is very powerful because in the Universal Peace Foundation in India, there is an organization that shares peace, and the founder of the organization shared about how they want to impact 1% of the world to have peace, because it is in some kind of a scientific way or something like that, where if you can impact 1% of the world to have peace, then the whole world will have peace. So if you look at that, if we are looking at from a world perspective, if 1% can be impacted, the world will be impacted. Imagine as a human being, if 1% of yourself is impacted, then absolutely the whole human being will be affected, and then it spreads on that. Yes, yes, amazing, amazing. So so we talked about the better than normal. So now we're taking it on as a movement, right? With this 50 million people, and where did you actually start this whole thing? Like when you say going on stage and doing it.
I think professionally I started last 2015 April.
Wow.
When I launched the book for the
And what date was that?
17th April,
nice.
2015.
Very nice. And the book was launched in Singapore.
Yeah,
yes.
Singapore.
Yes, and both of you are born and brought up here.
Yes.
A little bit of background. Where your parents from Singapore as well?
So my second home is actually India.
Oh, okay. Which part of India?
Jaipur,
Jaipur.
Rajasthan.
Wow.
That's why I'm quite excited to enter the Indian market.
Yes, from Rajasthan.
I think they will love
They're
it.
all the royalties of royalties. You know, when we say Rajasthan, you see all the royal colors and all of that. I have a lot of friends there too. Yeah. So your background is from there. So do you visit India?
My mother background is from there, and we have a house there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we go up and down sometimes.
Okay.
Not as much now, but before was more, right?
Yeah.
So there was actually one point of time where Hitesh, because he didn't go to national service in Singapore because he fell into this category where it's PES F means you don't qualify to go to national service because of cerebral palsy. So what we did was we sent him to India for a year and a half, and then he stayed in the house in India, and he had to do therapy on his own for about 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
He stayed on his own. He stayed on his own with a helper there. So, and in that sense, that 1 year which he spent in India that's why he said it's his second home, because he still feels very connected, because that 1 year was the one that transformed him as a person, because that really taught him, I would say, to some extent, a lot more than national service maybe would have taught him as well.
Because you're talking about India, the world's most spiritual place.
Yeah. And everything else just seems to fit in place after he came back from India.
And when was that?
That was in 2010 to 2011.
Before the world ended. Before the threat for the world ended. So we have renewed the world, and we have such amazing people coming into the space right now. And we have been speaking a lot about India. And let's talk about the trip to India, right? What we plan to do in India. You're going to be there for the Business Trade Fair, with the CEO Money and You program. As many people know, the Money and You program and the CEO Money and You program right now that we're doing is for business people and for professional trainers and speakers and people who have written books. So we're talking about the who's. Like Hitesh has been on stage in which countries?
The US and Singapore.
Singapore, that's right.
So this year I'll be going to Sweden, potentially Nigeria, and Malaysia is confirmed.
Wow.
And now we got
And
India.
you have got a confirmation to speak in India, Bangalore.
Yeah, Bangalore.
That's right. And then US, you're going back again to US later part of this year. So you are officially an international speaker.
Correct.
Yeah, so you have traveled that much. And now going back to India for this event, and I love the learning journey both of you are on. Like it's like no matter what, you want to be there to keep learning and keep growing, which is so important for the human self. So you can be more, right? So why do you keep attending programs or being in the space of learning? Because I know you have attended quite a lot of international programs.
Yeah, I think those life has grown a bit. And every day is a new story, every day is a new learning journey. So I believe that you should keep pushing yourself to your highest potential.
That's right. I think that is so.
The day you stop, that's the day you'll drop.
The man has spoken. I like that one. So you also do coaching. You want to share a little bit of that?
Yeah, so I got about 15 clients all over the world, 10 local and 5 international. So I do coaching on leadership, peak performance, transformation, entrepreneurship, public speaking. I think that's the main 5, right?
Which, if you realize, the whole essence behind the coaching that Hitesh does is the transformation in the mind, the turnaround. We call it the turnaround coaching, because in that sense, how do you turn around your mindset on a day-to-day basis so that you can get from point A to point B? Everybody is able to get from point A to point B. You just need GPS to adjust your location there. But then you see, even when you key into your GPS, there are many different routes that are available to you. The question is, if you have a coach with you, if you have a mentor with you, then it just makes that journey easier. That 40-minute journey which you have, it's still a journey, but then sitting in that car and driving, the state of mind which you are in on that journey, it is also very important. So the whole idea behind the coaching is not just to get you from point A to point B, but then by the time you reach point B, you have turned around your mindset. By the time you reach point B, that journey itself, because the goal is not the goal. I always tell it this, that the goal is not the goal, the process is the goal. Because if you focus enough on the process, if you focus enough on the journey that you are going through on a day-to-day basis, hurdle by hurdle, inch by inch, you will become the best version of yourself. Like Hitesh always likes to say, the whole purpose or the definition of success is to become the best.
The whole purpose, I feel, for attaining a goal is to improve or enhance your lifestyle. So that's the main thing. That's what the goal isn't the goal. The journey, the lifestyle, that's what's important.
Very nice. And when we, so this trip that you are making to India, you have got some presentation in Toastmasters. You're going to speak at the Toastmasters.
Yeah, correct.
Bangalore.
At 10 August. 10th of August. The morning night, right?
Yeah, so cool. So that's going to be a spread of days for you. So the CEO Money and You is happening August 11 to 14, and so it's a business trade fair with CEO Money and You 11 to 16. So Hitesh is going to participate as a participant with the other CEOs and business leaders who are coming. We have listed company owners from Bangalore coming. We just had some confirmation from the Thinking Heart Foundation, India Redefined Movement, Anurag Kanti. We're going to fly him in, and then there's a lot of others who will be at the event. And of course, our business mentor is Dominic Leone. He's the CEO of Complete Office Supplies in Australia. He owns the second largest chain of office supply business with about $135 million annual sales. So he's the man who has built his business from 6 million to 135 million. And we are so happy that he's going to be meeting you and you're going to be meeting him, because it's such an inspiration, because he went to Australia, migrated there with his family at the age of 14 when he didn't understand the local language. He's from Egypt, with just $2 in his pocket. I mean, the whole family only had $2. Now they have built it so huge. So there's a lot of conversation around deservability. We're going to touch on business model. Just now you mentioned about the importance of mentor. So the business success model, the foundation is having a master with you, someone that can take you forward in life and be there. So this congregation at the Business Trade Fair is going to be a congregation for masters, mentors, global mentors and leaders. And after the 3.5 days of CEO Money and You with Dominic, we're going to have 2 days of really a lot of activities and presentations and showcases. So one of the most powerful showcases we are having is the Better Than Normal movement with, oops, it's like the sign to say, yes, it's on. So the Better Than Normal movement, you want to reach that out and just shut it out, yeah. So we love technology. So the Better Than Normal movement is being launched, and it's a youth empowerment movement. We have positioned it as, and Hitesh is going to share with us on what is, the whole context of Better Than Normal. We're going to have you speak and share.
I'll be sharing on the more people.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be just you. We won't be in the middle. You'll be up there and sharing with everyone. And then we're also going to be touching a lot in terms of the book. The book will be available for people to,
of course.
And they can go to the website to get more details, hiteshramchandani.com.
Yeah, Hitesh-Ramchandani.com.
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well. And for those on the live, they can go to Hitesh-Ramchandani. Probably we put it on comments later for them to take a look at it. And in that event in Bangalore, who we are intending to meet for this Better Than Normal movement, can we talk a little bit about it? Who do we want to meet? We talked a lot about it. So let's share with them so whoever is watching right now can connect us and create this Better Than Normal movement into a blast. It's like really all over India. So let's talk a little bit about Better Than Normal India and who are we looking for? Go on.
Go ahead, you're my boss.
Oh, he's our boss, right?
No.
So when we reach out to India, when we go to Bangalore, we are actually looking to two different types of groups of organizations that we are looking to reach out to. The first one is the NGOs, and the second one is the corporate organizations. So if you know anybody who falls into this sphere of influence, if you know anybody in the NGO department, and if you know anybody who's in the corporate department, do reach out to us, do reach out to Hitesh, do check out the website, and do drop us a message so we can link up with them. And we will really appreciate your connection, because at the end of the day, networking is the key to success. And the more people that we know, that's why we consciously made a decision from the very start that we wanted to expand our reach, and we wanted to, the inspiration that we want to give out, the positive energy, the love that we want to give out. It's not just, we don't want to constrain it, we want to expand it. And the only way you can do that is by connecting other people, by connecting yourself, by making yourself available. And if by any chance you feel that we can be of value to you or your organization, you can let us know as well.
Yes, and what we are looking at, actually, we look at in terms of NGOs, we are looking at youth empowerment, because there are so many youths in India that, personally in our network, in the Money and Youth graduates, we have about 100 of them right now.
I think the whole thing is we want to grow leaders.
Yes.
So we are looking for potential leaders so we can empower them, and they can live a better than normal lifestyle, and they can transform other people in their own way.
That's right. So the youth empowerment is the in thing, because in the whole world, India is one of the largest number of youths, and we have the most extraordinary youth representing this Better Than Normal movement. And I mean, really being the backbone of this whole movement. And I think it's very, very inspiring, and to showcase him in all the youth empowerment spaces. As I was saying, in the Money and Youth network itself, we have a few of them who are into youth empowerment, because, it's all over India. And some of them are going miles, traveling just to cover youth empowerment spaces. So I think it's going to be very encouraging for Hitesh to be there and meet up with NGOs who are into the space of youth empowerment, so that we can really, it's just being there. We love what we are doing in Shine AD and ABCi. We bring global mentors to the people, and like what you all are doing, you are global mentors too. And global mentors in our space are experiences. You don't have to take notes from him. Just being in his energy itself is transforming. That's what we love about the book. And because, it's like the gurus. I'm just going to be very this thing about it, and I don't mind any judgments around it, because at the end of the day, every mentor is a guru. And you imagine those Swamijis, why people love to be in there, because there's an energy that surrounds them, the space of excellence that surrounds them. So we have global mentors like you guys, and you have got that space where just being around you gives that lift in humanity and gives that empowerment in humanity. And just for our youth in India to have an experience will be amazing.
And if you remember also, with regards to coming back to youth empowerment and how important it is, if you remember me sharing with you earlier about how we want to inspire 50 million, we want to inspire 50 million people. And if you see, we've set a long-term goal to it. We've said it that we want to do it by 1% by 2050. Now we are in 2016. So I've always told Hitesh that whatever you do, you have to be in it for the long run. So 2050, 50 million, that is the goal. And the youth that are now, let's say, the youth, if we were to define them as youth, what age group would you put them?
Maybe 18 to 20.
Maybe
No,
18 to
youth is under 40. I know I'm past already, but it's under 35.
I would say from 16.
Yes.
From 16 to 35.
Yes,
from
that's
16
right.
to 35.
Yes.
If you belong, or if you have an organization, or if you know any NGO or any corporate organization or any universities or any educational board that falls into this age group from 16 to 35, in 2050, this will be the future leaders of the world. This will be the people who will be making an impact. This will be the people who will be making waves around the world. This will be people who will be moving things in India and all around the world as well. So that is why moving forward. Now, I'm not saying that anybody who is above 35 is we don't want to speak to them, but I would say we want to focus on making the world, making the change a better than normal change, so that the more people that fall into this category, the more they will be transformed, and the more turnaround that they will have in their lives.
And the kind of impact that India can create, that's going to be amazing. And so in the 2 days of August 15 and 16, Hitesh is going to have a segment to speak, and his books will be available for people to purchase as well. But most importantly, that we will be having one-to-one business clinics. So it's not like you coming for the August 15 and 16 and sit down and again take some notes or whatever, but specifically meet up. We will have one-to-one sessions. So if you are part of any of these organizations or business organizations or NGO organizations, you can actually connect with us and have one-to-one sessions during the 2 days and get more insights to how we can work together. So primarily to connect at a more deeper level and to see exactly what can take off for this work, this movement that we are with. And we're very, very grateful that Shine ED and ABCi can be of service to this amazing space that you have created. Yes.
And we also would like to thank you, Adida, for having us on board and believing in us, and then
believing in our vision and mission.
And like I hope when she sent out the message on the Google Hangout before we started this thing, she said that she promised that you will love Hitesh. And but then she forgot to mention that you will love me more.
Yes, darling.
But of course, I hope that I hope that this session has been of some value to you. You have gotten some takeaways from it. And if there's one thing, we don't want it just to be a session which you listen and you forget about it. Like I said, 1% inspiration. So what I would just like to say is, what is the one thing that you're going to do today that is different from what you've been doing for the past years of your life? What is the one thing that you're going to do today that is better than normal? So all this while you've been doing so many things that have gotten you the results that you have gotten so far, and we congratulate you for that, and we are happy for you. But I know there's so many things that people want to go out there and achieve, but there's something that is stopping them, and a lot of it has got to do with the mindset.
That's right.
After the mindset is the taking action. So what is the one thing, what is the one action that you're going to do today that is going to be better than normal, that is going to be different, that is something which you've never done before, which will bring you one step closer to your goal? Clear the first hurdle. Just take one action today. You've got a whole day. You've got a whole day ahead before you sleep today. What is the one action you're going to take? And I always tell Hitesh that my definition of success, which I believe is something which I would like to, part of the mission that we want to share with the world as well, is my definition of success is going to bed every single night. Going to bed every single night with your heart, mind, body, and soul at peace with each other. So going to bed every single night with your heart, mind, body, and soul at peace with each other. And I feel this is something which is very universal, regardless of whichever country you're in, whatever religious beliefs you have, whether you are short, whether you are tall, whether you are fat, whether you have cerebral palsy, whether you have any other kind of disability, whether you are born with a silver spoon or a gold spoon or a bronze spoon, it doesn't matter. As long as you go to sleep every single night with your heart, mind, body, and soul at peace with each other, I feel that you're a success, and I feel that day has been a successful day.
And we are here to support that unity and that space as well. Yeah, we're always here to support everyone in that. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Anything else you think you want to add in?
No, I'm done. I'll be sharing more steak.
Wow.
So I'll give the secret.
Yes, yes. Yes, and a lot more to come. And once again, thank you so much for joining us on this session. And for those who are watching the recorded version, we really thank you for joining in as well. What's going to be happening in this August 11 to 16 is going to be very transformational, because these people showing up is one of the many global mentors that's going to be in the space, and opportunities that can come through this for people who are coming for the event. We are meeting in India, but we have international people coming. We have international participants from Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and many other countries are going to be there. So we want to see you there. So visit our Facebook pages on and also on Shine ADA on ABCi. You'll see a lot of links, and we want you to be at the Business Trade Fair with CEO Money and You, August 11 to 16. And after that, we do have a Be Rich workshop. You're going to be there too? August 17th? Yeah. Yes, that's with Valentine. We're launching that. So be with us and be at the Better Than Normal launch, or youth empowerment launch that we're going to be having in India. So we'll see you there. All right.
Have a good day, everybody.
So we're going to shut off.
Yes.